flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Jowers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome everyone to the Bristol 200. We are live for the Sim Racing Short Trackers, about to get going here in just a few moments for 200 laps around this half-mile track. It's going to be fun. Daylight here today. Of course, this race sponsored by Our Insurance Options, and as well as another sponsor. Of course, the main sponsor being Our Insurance Options, and of course, Midwest Power Source. See them right there. I had to drag them down a little bit, but it's okay. So we're about to go racing here in just a few moments. Qualifying already has been ran. We did have an inverted field. I believe 5 drivers was inverted tonight instead of last week. Since last week, it's been pretty much a one-man show. We'll see what happens here tonight, and will guys be able to beat that one man? And I don't actually see him in here. Joshua Hart. He's not in here at the moment. We'll see if he gets in here on time or not, but we'll watch closely. Right now, 17 drivers in here for this 200-lap race. Won't take very long at all. Here's a look at your track information. 99-degree track temp, and as well as your weather. It is 3 miles an hour wind with 72 degrees and clear skies. Here in Bristol, Tennessee, right now the fastest, Logan Runyon. Should not be a surprise to a lot of you guys. Logan last year had a really good chance, actually did win the championship last year. Shouldn't be much of a surprise to see him having another good run here tonight. Anyway, getting ready to go, and these guys come in here tonight. I believe it is Joshua Hart currently on top of the standings. This is only the second race of the season. New season opened up, so fairly new season still. At the moment anyway. So we're getting ready to go here, and as I said, it's going to be a fun one. Kind of hard to predict the winner coming into a place like this. This is probably one of the most wide open tracks these guys will run most of this season coming in here, because a lot of other tracks they don't run, or a lot of other tracks they don't run like this. So of course this is Southern Super Series for these guys. Bristol this week, Lanier next week. Then we actually go to Richmond this season as well, here in 2 weeks on November 29th. As I mentioned, the standings coming into tonight, it is Joshua Hart leading Royce Schiavano by 2 points. Royce Schiavano, very good driver. Everybody knows him. And also, you see the link I posted on the YouTube channel. That is an in-car view of the league admin as well, of Automatic. So here we go. Grading already starting to take place as we wait to see. Looks like they are on the grid. Looks like that 26 might have the pole. I was not actually, didn't get a good look at where these guys qualify. I actually got to fix something, guys. Give me just a second. Let me pop this up. There we go. You got some better view. So it does look like the 26 Dale Albright. Looks like he's going to get the pole tonight. It's a nice looking car, that 26 machine. We'll find out though exactly who it is. But in the meantime, let's pull in Adam Maddox and talk to him. He's not far from the front, so we'll pull him in. Hey, Adam Maddox, you got me?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
200 laps, man, in these super late models. What's it going to take for you to get up front and park this thing in victory lane?
Not wrecking. That's what it's going to take.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's going to be a challenge. One of my teammates is fighting really tight. Another teammates were fighting really loose. It's just going to be a big challenge to get up front. I think we might see 2 lanes come in, but it's really hard for me right now to hold it on the bottom.
That's going to be interesting to watch out through tonight, man. We know pit road's a big issue here as well, but let me ask you a question. 2 sets of tires tonight, something a little bit different. You got strategy on how you want to use them already?
I'm going to watch the rest of the field on the first set, and I'm trying to save the second for as late as possible.
All right, man. Go out there and see what you can do. I'll be up here watching. Good luck and see what you can do.
Thank you, sir.
All right, here we go. Dale Albright going to be leading these guys to the green flag here in Bristol, Tennessee. Lots of fixings on some of these cars. Very nice on some of these cars. So we'll get ready to go. Meanwhile, it is the 82 Mike Abbott starting alongside the 26. And Chris Stump. That's somebody we're going to have to watch, is that 98 car. He was really fast in practice. Don't be surprised if we see him up front early here. So Dale Albright going to lead these guys through turn 3 and 4. We're about to go green flag racing here in Bristol at the Thunder Valley. And pace car is in. The green flag is out. We're off to racing here for the Bristol 200 in Thunder Valley. Up front already, Mike Abbott going to use that high line. Here comes the low line, 3 wide coming out of turn 2. They worked that out, and that's not going to last long. We're looking at 3 wide possibly once again. Big wreck already, and there's cars going around, multiple cars involved, and it looks like a lot of cars made it through it, but a lot of cars got damaged. These not no fast repair, so we're going to see this quite a bit early, I expect. Right there, that was the 17 that actually got involved in that. It was Tommy Hayes. That's a big time driver. He actually really fast in practice as well. It was at 3 wide. The 75 actually got up underneath him and come up into him and completely spun him. So unfortunately, the 75, who is that? Jamie Christensen got up into him and put the bumper to 17. So I'm sure there's not some happy words being said there right now. One good thing, we don't have the race chat on, so we can't hear thank gosh, because sometimes it gets a little heated. Most of you probably already know that. So Dale Albright was able to keep the lead here early on. Mike Abbott, Chris Stump, Logan Runyon, and Donald Clark. Adam Maddox, or Roy Shimano, Adam Maddox in 6 and 7. Aaron Corey, Jamie Christensen, and Scott Austin. Keep in mind that these guys usually are not allowed to take tires, but tonight they are awarded 2 sets of tires tonight. So that's a plus for them. That's what I was talking a minute ago about, or to Josh or Adam about, are you allowed to do that? So they are allowing out a little bit more this season than normal. And also, a little bit interesting information about this league. This is only a 8-race schedule, and then they had the playoffs. It's the first time they've done the playoff, or chase race, I guess you could say, in this series. But here's what's interesting. Usually if you win, you're automatically in the chase. Okay, everybody understands that. What they do a little bit different, on January 3rd, they're going to have the last chance dash 125. That is for non-winners only, and that will guarantee a non-winner to win a race and get into the playoff. That is on January 3rd, so that's interesting. Of course, this is race number 2. Joshua Hart already locked in to the playoff because he has won. And it's very interesting seeing some of these. We don't go to Martinsville this season, which is interesting. We do go to a couple different tracks than we normally do in the Super Late. Like, actually, I'm sorry, I said no Martinsville. Martinsville was last week, so I apologize. We go to Richmond this season, a little bit different. Go to Five Flags, which I'm interested in broadcasting. I like going to Five Flags. That's a fun place. Concord is going to be fun. I've never broadcasted a race at Concord, so I'm looking forward to that. I like that number 82, by the way. Pretty cool. It kind of looks like Lightning McQueen. Anyway, Myrtle Beach we've been to. Iowa, haven't been to that one. South Boston, I haven't broadcasted a race there in a long time as well. So, very fun in some of these tracks on what they do. So we are doubling back up, and we're getting ready to go green flag. By the way, guys, we got some big racing coming at you live this week, tomorrow through Saturday. It is all Homestead, Miami for the Go Fast Racing League, Down to Mice, Go Fast Racing League, K&N, Go Fast Racing League, Lazy Days, Grand National Series. All their season finales wrap up this week. And here in a couple weeks, we'll be starting our winter series. But the pace car pulls in, the green flag comes back out. We're back racing here once again at Bristol Motor Speedway as the 26 goes to that inside. Of course, that high line already being used. We're looking at 3 wide as the 82 gets into the wall. This could go bad for the 82 of Mike Abbott as he falls back now. Looks like the battle for third starting to heat up between him and the 98 Chris Stump. One of the guys to really watch. Logan Runyon just jumped out to the lead. Here comes the 76 as well, using a bottom line. Trying to make that work as Roy Schiavano underneath the 18 of Donald Clark, who stayed out with that damage but unable to pass him. Clark using that high line. Up front, the 82 of Mike Abbott working on Dale Albright and 98 Chris Stump there as well. There you go. Go look at the 98 of Chris Stump. One of the favorites coming into tonight. After what I've seen in practice, I can see why. Hop on board Logan Runyon's car. And I forgot to turn on my mirrors. That's awesome. David Knowles trying to put a pass on Patrick Smith in the 11. This is for 10th place. So a big position here. The 11 is going to get loose up on the high line. Able to correct it though. He did a good job. I believe that is a Black Rifle Coffee Company on the 11 sponsor tonight. As also, it looks like the 22 trying to follow suit now with David Knowles. David also, I believe, the owner of Sim Racing Short Trackers. Adam Maddox just a admin as well. Both of them guys really work well with each other. Up front for second place, Dale Albright. 1, 2. Looks like he's trying to hold on to second. He's leaving that top open. You also got the 18 Donald Clark looking underneath Chris Stump. That's not going to happen just yet as they work out of turn 4. We are already 16 laps in. This race at 18 back into the wall again. Roy Schiavano going to go around. Schiavano completes the pass. We right on board with the 76 car. He's actually trying to use the low line, which is interesting. We didn't think we'd really see that. Maddox kind of mentioned that he thinks that we would see some cars actually start working the low line in if we can get the rubber down. So with these new sets of tires, we'll find out. It's interesting on how you want to use this set of tires. Do you want to use it set early and then save a set to like lap 125? Do you want to wait and try to get them at lap 100? And then if a caution comes out, possibly coming back down then. We know Bristol's not terrible on tires by any means. So it's interesting to see when these guys are going to take them. I mean, if we get a caution here anytime, then will they come down and take it? The 46 getting passed by David Knowles. Knowles starting to work his way up just a little bit now. In the 92 car, as he just put past on the 22 as well. TJ Graves working underneath the 46. Oh, that was almost bad, and it looks like 46 may have gotten the wall. That is Philip Martin gets into the wall. And he is now getting passed again by the 51 of Jeffrey Watson. There are some new guys in here, so it's taking me a few minutes to remember their names. But it looks like, oh, there he goes. He's going to go around. And caution flag comes out once again. Jeffrey Watson went around. Done a good job. It don't look like he's got any damage or anything. So, whew, that was almost damage. Randy's Worldwide Automotive. Did he just get loose? It looks like he did. Yep, just got loose coming out of turn 4. Done a good job of keeping it off everybody and off the wall. So, pit road's going to be open. I don't think we'll have any takers at the moment. It's going to be interesting to see. May have some towards the back come in. Get some damage fixed or something like that. Don't look like we're going to have anybody come in at the moment. Let's pull in Dale Albright and talk to him. If I can find my team speak. Hey, Dale, you got me? Dale Albright, copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, car looking good so far. How's it feeling?
Feeling real good so far. We're just trying to get some laps down and get to the end of this race here.
Let me ask you a question. With this first time we've been able to actually take tires in a long time, how much strategy plays into that now that you can get 2 sets of tires?
There's a lot of strategy that plays into that. You know, our team talked about it before the race, and we're just kind of playing it by ear to see what we're going to do.
Well, your car's looking good so far. By the way, I love the paint scheme, so go up there and see what you can do. You look good early on, so I'll be up here watching. Good luck.
10-4, appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy. So, yeah, I agree, man. I think the strategy that they're going to have to use, I love that car. It looks really good. For a simple paint scheme, it's really cool. Anyway, I think the strategy for the 2 tire stop is interesting. I don't know exactly how much the tire wear will be affected on the super late model because I don't really race them a ton. But with it being daytime and the track a little bit warmer than nighttime of what we're used to, I think it does come to strategy. You see a little bit of shade right here in 3 and 4. I don't think, I feel like there's more grip in 3 and 4 than there are in 1 and 2. We know the track changes a lot over time with the dynamic track and stuff like that. So you can see right here going into 3 and 4, there's not really a lot of shade. I mean, you can consider a little bit, but I don't think there's as much grip in 3 and 4. We already see 1 car lose it, which is what this caution's for. But we already see 1 car lose it all 4. So there could be a little bit more grip in 1 and 2 than what we've seen in 3 and 4, especially on exit. We really see that really working. I can't wait till they add the dynamic day-night transition. That's going to be interesting for a lot of leagues and stuff like that, so I'm really looking forward to it. Plus, iRacing announced today, new car coming out. The iRacing, what is it, midgets, I believe, which is really awesome. Now I hope they have the Chili Bowl, because that'd just be fun to race on. Although tempers get pretty bad now, so. I want to thank all these guys for putting TRN on their car. That's pretty cool. I actually did not notice that before, so that's really cool. So I appreciate it. Pace car pulls in, green flag is out. We're back to racing here once again at Bristol Speedway. Check up on that inside and outside road. There is going to be a battle up towards the front. Looks like Logan Runyon did not get to start. Maybe will spin already on lap 28, which is interesting. The cars got ran into and ran into the back of the 18. Like he got most of the damage from that. He's already got damage already. I don't see a ton of damage on the front end, so it may not have been as bad as what it looks like. But yeah, that's an accomplishment. As the 26 slide up in front of that 82 and take over 3rd place. Meanwhile, here's got 76 working at bottom line, and of course Shibano, he's going to be able to take away the 4th position. Now looking for more as he works underneath Dale Albright in that 26 car. There's a pass to see if he passes something out. Just want to get a out turn 4 contact between the 76 and 82. 76 split up a little bit. Meanwhile, a little bit further behind, Adam Maddox trying to pass the 2 car. Aaron Gordon looks like he's going to be able to complete that. And Corey falling back just a little bit now. In fact, he's not. Back up front, Lloyd Shibano trying to pass for second steal. He is underneath the 26 at the end of the turn. You see right there, he gets underneath and slides up here once again. As race day 3 will jump up a little bit further as we got a battle for the lead. Gets into position, Logan Runyon, and the 98 of Chris Stunt. Chris trying to run Logan down and trying to be able to pass that number 6 car. We talked about Chris, and we would not be surprised if Chris was able to get up there and lead a couple laps. Super fast in practice, but it looks like right now Logan's got that under control, so we'll jump back just a little bit. As Del Albon makes contact with the wall, the 82 now trying to keep the pass, a lot of in front of that 76 from Shibano. And Shibano trying to do everything he can. By the way, just to let you all know, this 26 and the 82 are teammates. That is from JCR. Don't exactly know what JCR stands for. I think it's Jamie Christensen racing up there. Comes around from the 82. Don't look like he's going to be able to get just yet. Shibano now coming back strong. Just jump back a little bit. Adam Maddox falling back. Good race there. He gets turned. The 17 in the wall. Tommy Hayes may have came up on the 94, and Hayes is blown up, and he is probably done. Meanwhile, there's a 75 spun as well. Let's check and see what happened. You be the judge. There's the 94. And the 17. Yep, came up into him. Believe it, I don't think it was quite clear. Looks like Adam Maddox does got quite a bit of heavy damage as well in the Big Auto Parts Super Late model. So caution flag comes out. Pit road's going to be open. And this could be interesting for some of these guys. Will we see the leaders on pit road? We're on lap 40. I'll say go ahead and come down and come back down on lap 100. No takers. Not anywhere in front anyway. Looks like everybody so far from 11 back staying out. There comes Adam Maddox. Definitely come in and repair the damage. The same as the 75. She's coming in as well. That is Jamie Christensen coming in. Everybody else is staying out. We'll take a break. We'll be right back right after this.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
Welcome back to Bristol 200. You know one thing I hate about seeing these commercials that I post? At every end of these iRacing videos, it says coming soon. iRacing, if you're watching, I don't want to wait. I just want you to release it. You can just release it to me. I don't really care. But just release it already. Because the suspense is kind of, it grows and grows. And honestly, I think the most suspense I'm having right now, besides day-night transition and the dirt rally, is the pit cruise. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't think that'll be till next year, honestly, but I'm really looking forward to the pit cruise, man. I find them really cool. So we'll see how all this plays off. And really, next year for us is going to be really exciting with us going up to 1080p and a bunch of other stuff with me upgrading my hardware to even show better broadcast and way higher definition and stuff. So really looking forward to that and being able to do that for everybody. Something I've been wanting to do for a while. So we're going to go back green, as these restarts have been pretty insane so far. We are 44 laps into this 200, so we're about a quarter of the way there. And already Intense about to pick up. That's a green flag, and there's another checkup. The 98 spun the tires that time, and that was a big checkup on that one. There were some cars with damage, Roy Schiavone being one of them. And looked like, who else was that? Chris Stump, I think, also with damage. You can see right there, Schiavone actually does not get as much damage as what I thought he got originally. But these checkups are not looking good for some of these guys. I'm sure that's being talked about right now on the radio. I'm sure race controls came over and let everybody know the checkups will have to stop. So we're pretty much single file up front. We'll go back here as contacts made between David Knowles and the 26. Knowles working his way up. He's in 9th right now. He's been slowly working his way up, especially on these restarts. He's looking underneath now as he's trying to pass Dale Albright for 8th. Dale's actually fallen back a little bit here since the drop, or since the last caution. He's fell back some. So we're single file up front. We're still watching this position battle take place. As you see the 98. David Knowles trying to pass. And it looks like he will not be able to complete the pass on the 26 at the moment. Still side by side though, as they work off turn 4. I see smoke. Don't know where. Someone is blown up. And they may want to think about getting off the track, because this could be bad. It looks like they did get off the track. I will let you know who that is once they hit pit road. I don't see nobody at the moment. Slow. Patrick Smith, the 11. As he brings it to pit road. So Logan Runyon still leads the way. We do got heating up for second with Mike Abbott and Chris Stump. And there's another car, I think, smoking on track. No, that is from the 11. That is going down pit road. Just trying to get it back to his pit box. It looks like he's going to be able to do that. But meanwhile, for second place, last time by, it's been the fastest on track, still our leader at the moment. Actually, last time by the fastest was Roy Schiavone. He was a little bit faster than our leader. So he's done a good job. But the fastest last time, or the last couple of times by, has been Logan Runyon out of the top 5. We will wait and see what happens this time as they do cross the line once again. It is Logan Runyon the fastest of that time by a little bit, not much. Of course, these guys right here, the 98 looks a little bit faster than Mike Abbott, but he's having trouble figuring out a way around him. 82 is going to give him the high line, it looks like. And yeah, he will move over just to give up a position. So a smart move there by the 82, I think. You don't want to hold up a faster car at the moment. And that could all come back to help him later if the 98 remembers it. Dale Albright falls back to 9th as he is trying to hold back this 2 car, Aaron Corey. The 75, you see, by the way, is 1 lap down Jamie Christensen. So I'm sure the 26 and 75 are talking because they're in the same chat. There you go. And looks like 75 still going to race them pretty hard here, which is kind of surprising. Oh, he gets into the wall, contact with his teammate, and back into the wall. We stay green. That's probably a word being said in that TeamSpeak channel right now. And the 51, Jeffrey Watson back out on track. This is actually back in 12th position. So, I want to jump up as we watch this real fast. We'll see who completes it. Looks like 51. Watson's going to be able to hold back to 46 for now. Remember here, we'll stay with this for a minute. Because last time 75 got near a couple lead lap cars. It didn't go well. 51 got to the wall. Off turn 4 that time. So I want to jump up real fast. We see Mike Abbott right there. Let Chris Stump go. There's your difference now. He's actually gained quite a bit on Logan Runyon, trying to run him down. He's about a half a tenth faster each lap. We'll go back to this one though. Here's the 55, gets loose. He may give up the 6th spot to Donald Clark, and it looks like he's going to for now. Meanwhile, David Knowles is in this as well for 6th. So we'll stay with this as this is a three-way position on track. David Knowles takes over 7th. Yeah, he's been the biggest mover, I think, in my personal opinion. 14th up to 7th right now, working on 6th place. And to be honest, looks a little bit faster than 6th at the moment, so he's really starting to make something happen in that number 92 car. He may have took 4 tires last time. He's been on pit road in 12.6 seconds, so I'm not 100% sure if he didn't take tires. But still, he's doing a good job. We're kind of in that holding pattern where it looks like we could go green for a while. Everybody's starting to get spaced out just a little bit, with the exception of these guys. Everybody's starting to get spaced out. Roy Shibano trying to make some ground up on Mike Abbott. That could be something here. We'll jump up to that for 3rd place as the 82 gets the wall just a little bit. Shibano looking underneath Mike Abbott, not going to be able to get there yet. Underneath, Shibano trying to take over. 3rd place still. Show you all a pretty cool camera here. We did this the other night as the 82 almost gets contact. We'll wait just a second. Looks like Shibano's going to be able to hold it, but looks like Shibano's going to take over 3rd. So I want to show you all a cool camera like I was just saying. One cool thing, we did this the other night in the Go Fast League, Go Fast Racing. One cool thing is here's your cool shot of the springs. Watch how much the spring actually bounces. This is one cool thing iRacing has done. You can see some of the bars as well. So really cool little piece of information. If anybody's interested in iRacing on how detailed it actually is, you can actually see how realistic this game or sim is. I mean, it's almost identical. And of course, you got the hoses from the gas as well. But that's not what's important. Right here is what's important. You can see the spring bounce. Especially on the left front compared to the right front, or left rear compared to the right. It's not as bad on the left or on the right, but if we go over to the left, you can see it's a lot more on that left side of the car. As the 76 starting to catch Chris up, so we're starting to see something here from Roy Shibano as they both pass the 60 of Justin or JP Pino, I believe is how you say his name. Shibano's starting to make up a lot of ground now, up 7 spots. Look at the 98 of Chris Stump. And he pushed the pass on, so Shibano really starting to run these guys down. Remember, he has not taken tires as well as he completes that lap. He was actually almost and we got, did Logan Runyon just wreck? Yeah, we got a car flipping. I think this was a lap car incident. '51 come down into him. That was interesting. I'm sure he's not. Yeah, I'm sure he's not happy. This was a big wreck. Watch this. He's upside down, the 51, and then the 60 comes in and rolls him down the banking at Bristol, and that's a big wreck. That's a pretty good wreck right there. The 22 almost gets into him. He actually had nowhere to go. We'll hop on board 60. This is going to be fun. And he sees the wreck. I never heard him let off, though. He should have let off way ahead of time, in my personal opinion. And in the back, and then he just goes for a rollover. That's a fun ride. That's how steep Bristol actually is. That's how tough that car is, because he's still running. Wow, to show you how tough his car is, look at his roof of this car. He has no number. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Look at that. No number whatsoever on the 60 car. That is the first time I've ever seen that where the number is completely gone. Wow. Man, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. I personally think, and he does use a fast repair, so that's good. So his number's back, which is probably a good thing. Wow, that's insane. So meanwhile, Tommy Hayes stays out. Looks like the first one that came down pit road was Roy Shibano, pitted, and he is now in 5th. Chris Stump actually won the race off pit road against Shibano. He will come out. Well, I've seen all these guys possibly went on pit road from what I'm seeing. Nope. First, second, third did not pit. Be right back right after this. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway, Bristol 200. About to go back green flag once again, and up front it is Tommy Hayes, TJ Graves in the 17, and the 46, Philip Martin first, second, third. I got a bad feeling about this though. Their cars look good. I'm not saying they're slow, but I got a bad feeling because the tires that they've been out there on. 86 laps for the 22, and there is some damage on the 46, but Hayes car pulls in, green flag is out. Everybody got a better restart that time than what we've seen. We've been seeing quite a bit, but I'm telling you right now, here comes that 98 of Chris Stump. He wants the lead, and he wants it now. He's going to pass for second place on TJ Graves. Oh, he might have to give up a little bit here. He just been passed. Tommy Hayes, meanwhile, trying to hold on to the lead. Here comes the 98. He's trying to be patient. You can see how he's riding. Underneath the 17, Chris Stump to the lead and driving away. Meanwhile, Shibano underneath the 22. Caution flag. Donald Clark goes around once again. 46. And it looks like, honestly, I don't like the idea of staying out on very old tires. But I also understand why he had to. I think he already took tires once. So, unfortunately for Donald Clark, that's what happens. So we work another caution. Let's go ahead and get our mid-race report in. We're almost there, so we'll go ahead and get it in. So far, 5 cautions for 19, about to be 20 laps. 4 lead changes, 89 laps complete, and 110 laps will remain right now. Chris Stump doing a good job, though, and that kind of worked out for the 17, I think. I mean, he's needed cautions. Honestly, if you want to stay out, you kind of need cautions instead of coming down and getting tires. I'll be honest, I think the next caution we see, we're going to have quite a few guys possibly come down and go ahead and get that second set of tires. Unless they think we're going to have more cautions. Once again, guys, we'll be live this week for the season finale of Go Fast Racing League, every one of their series, the trucks, the K&N, and the Grand National Series. Alright. We're getting ready to go. As the pace car is still out on tracks, we'll have to go at least 2 more times around. It's actually a longer caution than what I expected. They may have extended it a lap or something, but kind of surprising that we haven't double back up yet. Now we're going to double them back up, and it looks like Chris will take the inside line. Bristol Motor Speedway, Lanier next week, Richmond the week after, Langley the week after that. December 13th, we get a 5 Flags, Concord. As the pace car pulls in, the green flag comes out. We're back to racing here at Thunder Valley. And the outside row kind of struggled. Looked like about six back and kind of struggled a little bit. Meanwhile, Chris Stump going to drive away, but he's going to have his hands full from that 90 or 76 car. Also, the 82 gets around the 17 falling back quite a bit. And it looks like one car just got in the wall. That was the 82. They hit the wall pretty good that time. And meanwhile, they are pretty much stacked up behind him right now. Everybody racing for everything they can get. Track position that important. And they are racing really hard as they come out of 4. Donald Clark somehow still able to keep going. As much damage as he's got, he's actually done a pretty good job. He's actually up to 6th place now, so he's done a pretty solid job with the damage he's got on that number 18 car. Who's everybody's pick to go out and win the championship this weekend for the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series? I think I gotta go to Kyle Busch. It's gonna be tough to beat Truex in a mile and a half. That's what I'm going to go with. Anyway, here comes the 6. Logan Runyard trying to put a pass. Of course, Logan Runyard is 4 laps down. But he's going to try to get him back before this race is over. And you never know. It's possible. Donald Clark making a move on 5th place. A contact between him and the 55. And he may have just run the 55 around, and he saves it. That's going to be some heated words. That is Bristol, though. I love that. I know he didn't mean to do it, but there was net code. That's exactly what that was. So he did not wreck him. That was just net code, it looks like. I'm sure Scott Austin might not think it's net code, but Donald Clark definitely knows it is. And, we'll move on. Clark up to 5th now. And let's go back to the wall. It was JP to actually hit the wall a little bit. When the coot gets loose, TJ Graves, he may give up that spot to the 55 of Scott Austin. And it looks like he does give it up. 55 moving back up through the field. I kind of hope that the 55 catches the 18 just to see what would happen. I think that'll make it interesting. That's going to be fun to watch. If he's able to get back up there, Donald Clark right now is really fast. He's actually one of the fastest in the field. In the 18 car. And gosh, that's hard to say though. With him having that much damage, it's like, how is that car even halfway that fast? But he's doing a really good job. I guess here at Bristol, it's not as bad as the damage damage, as bad as what we think. And these two are the 55 and 18s only 3 spots away from each other. So. That's interesting. You see right here, so I'm trying to hold back TJ Graves right now for the 8th spot. Up in front of him, the next spot would be the 2 car. Into 60 is the 2 car who's about 2 seconds, make up 1.4 seconds in front of him. Everybody right now separated. This is the closest one we got right now as far as top 10. Right now from 12th back, currently 1 lap down. As whoa, the 22 got held up from the 60 car, JP, and that got interesting. Yep, he just got the bumper. That's why you hold up a lead lap car, and honestly, that's racing. He held it up right there. Actually, did this twice. Here's the first time. You'll see TJ Graves really close in. Right there, 60 almost stops in front of him. He gets passed by 2 cars. And he kind of does it again right there. This time the 22 didn't let up. And we kind of got to say, TJ did the right thing, honestly. You don't want to be too friendly. I mean, it's time to go. You're already 113 laps in. Personally, I don't want to say I would have done the same thing, but honestly, I probably would have done the same thing. So Roy Shibano's on taking his last set of tires. Chris Stump stays out. We're going to take a break.
The car behind me is my Chili Bowl midget, the one that I won the Chili Bowl with. And what's interesting about that is it's actually the car that iRacing scanned that's going to be available to all the iRacing members out there.
We're back, and it looks like the 98 of Chris Stump, who is your leader, will take the high side on this restart. And it is interesting to see the 26 back up there running once again. The first one on fresh tires, by the way, is back in 8th place. That is the 76 of Royce Schiavano. And then after that, next one out there would be Mike Abbott in 82. So really, Roy's really about the only one that took 4 fresh tires besides Abbott. Green flag out. We're back to racing here once again. You see David Knowles be really good on these early little short runs to see if he can pass. He will not be able to pass right now for the lead. And I say that, 98 gets into the wall. Yeah, he will not be able to pass at the moment. Remember how I said the contact between the 55 and 18? Well, they caught back up to each other. This is going to be interesting. I don't think anything's going to happen, honestly, but you never know. Makes for good TV. He may give him a bump, though. That could happen. As 55 gets into the wall, he's trying to hold on. Not let TJ Graves pass, but here comes TJ underneath the 55 and 18, Donald Clark. Looking underneath as well, the 26 Dell Albright. Meanwhile, we talked about Logan Runyon. He's still 4 laps down. You see him pushing the 55 right now. 18's at a wall, so he's going to fall back just a little bit. Wow, he got a run. That's interesting. Will he be able to pass the 26 on the bottom? Seen a couple passes down there so far. Oh, he made contact with the 26. And he goes into the wall. Now, 26 did not fare at all, did not move, and Donald Clark got put into the wall. And Bailey stopped. And he has fallen all the way back to 10. And he is back running, but definitely not the way he wanted that to happen. Meanwhile, up front, 22 TJ Graves going to take over the 3rd spot. You see that 6 of Logan Runyon, by the way. Remember, he's 4 laps down. Was your race leader early on, but got caught up with a lap car. He led the first 74 laps of this race, and since then he has fallen 4 laps down. And nowhere near being a lucky dog at the moment, especially with Chris Stump running the way he is. So David Knowles moves into second, or stays in second at the moment. We got one car that has blown up, the 51. Jeffrey Watson coming down pit road has blown up, and he will take that car behind the wall. Back here, Schiavano takes over 4th. Dell Albright falls back to 5th. The 82 of Mike Abbott. We spoke about Mike Abbott and Royce Schiavano. Both of them did take 4 fresh tires on that last restart, and it looks like it's kind of playing off for them at the moment. As now Abbott's going to go underneath the 26. Contact, around they go. 26 to 55. And this was a close one. I mean, I know. Let's look here. I don't know if they'll be able to tell. This angle. It kind of looked like, honestly, I don't think the 55 meant to do that, but it kind of looked like he expected 26 to be up higher, and the 26 didn't have to go up higher. And kind of flattened out the turn, and while the 55 was sliding up, just got into him. But that sucks. But you got to move on from that. Meanwhile, David Knowles coming down pit road. It looks like the only lead lap car that's may come down anyway. Looks like the 18 McDonald's coming down. Donald Clark on pit road. TJ Graves on pit road. And the 98 is not. So we'll work through this caution. We are 132 of 200 laps done. I want to give a shout out to Joe Pachet, by the way. I don't know if he's watching, but his big win tonight, the ASRS All-American 400 Super Late Model winner. Led, I think, like 126 laps or 23 laps or something. So shout out to him. He just got the victory a few moments ago. So big shout out to Joe. That's a good one. Alright, here we go. So we're going to double them back up once again. So Roy Schiavone, Chris Stump. Of course, Chris will choose the high line once again. And then you got the 82 of Mike Abbott and Scott Austin. Philip Martin runs up the top 5. Pace car in, green flag out, we're back to racing once again. 98, Chris Stump with a good restart, but the 76 going to take it low and look underneath. He's got a chance. Roy Schiavone trying to take over the top spot. Not going to be able to do it. Out of turn 4, Chris Stump takes the lead. So now, the 82 gets it to the wall once again. Interesting. 98 into the wall. '76 is there. Schiavone trying to take the top spot using the bottom line. This is something he thought, or Adam Maddox, his teammate, thought would come into play. Remember, Maddox or Shibano on a little bit fresher tires as well, so this could work. Meanwhile, Mike Abbott is there as well, and he's looking really fast. Remember, Abbott and Shibano both took tires on that, not the last caution, but the previous caution before. And once again, we got a caution. Logan Runyon went around. I think he may have just lost it. Nope. Contact with the two. Aaron Corey. Around he went. And caution flag comes out once again. We step aside one more time. This will be our final break of the night. Sorry to cut the commercial short, but we are about to go back green flag racing here once again at Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's get a look real fast before we go back at the race summary. 8 cautions so far for 38 laps. Not too bad for a 146 lap race so far. Only 55 laps remain, so now it is go time. Everybody's going to be pushing hard here. It is Roy Shibano and Scott Austin on the front row. As the pace car pulls in, green flag is out. By the way, we did have a couple cars, Chris Stunt, Dale Albright, Tommy Hayes, and Donald Clark come down and take tires. These guys are really working hard behind them. This could get ugly fast. Ooh, the 82 gives the bumper to the 46. As now we watch the 82, Mike Abbott underneath the 46 to Philip Martin. Trying to get around him using a low line. Now slide up in front of him, and he completes the pass using the bottom. 26. Oh, almost doored. Good job there not to get into him. Dale Albright right now trying to pass. Phillip as well. Good run from that 46 off turn 4. Chris Stump slowly there as well. I'm kind of both ways about this. I don't know if Chris really wants a caution until he gets around a lot of these cars, because Roy Shibano and David Knowles may pull away here a little bit, and a bump from the 46 from the 98. And possibly 3 wide, not going to happen. Dale Albright trying to hold that position as well. These two teammates, and then you got the 17 of Tommy Hayes slowly working his way back up. Remember, Tommy was involved in that first caution. He's underneath the 46. Phillip Martin falling back fast. Chris Stump underneath Dale Albright. Now underneath the 55 of Scott Austin. Chris really making a move. He is now trying to work on 5th place, trying to take it away. And he will take it away. Tommy Hayes underneath the 55, 26 underneath the 55, and the 55 Scott Austin in the wall, so he's going to lose both spots of that. Meanwhile, Mike Abbott around TJ Graves for 3rd place. Up front, it is all Roy Shibano trying to hold off this charging 92 car of David Knowles. David's been on it tonight. Started way back in 14th place. The last time by ran a 15.488. Not much slower than Shibano. This time by, it was David Knowles fastest out of both of these guys. And he is closing that gap slowly. Now 3 tenths, a little over 3 tenths. He's actually running a higher line at the moment as well than Shibano. Shibano's running the low line, and David's running that higher line, and it's really paying off for the 80 or for the 92. Does give up a little bit that time. Now these guys really don't want to caution with Chris Stump on the 4 fresh tires, or I ain't gonna say completely fresh, but for the most part fresh. 17 laps. While Shibano's got 47, David Knowles has 30. They're not very far ahead either as well. Chris Stump only 2.5 back off of these guys. So Roy Shibano, David Knowles wants it to stay green. And now Shibano's starting to slowly edge out just a little bit. He has stretched it to 5 tenths over 2nd place David Knowles, and David really working hard to try to close that gap back up. I don't know if he's realized, but he was actually faster. He's moved down a little bit compared to where the 76 was, or compared to where he was running. He was actually making a lot of time using a middle to higher groove. Right now, it looks like he's kind of giving it all away, back away. This time he looks a little bit faster. Across the line, no. Once again, a little bit slower. Fastest on track was the 98 of Chris Stump, still 2.1 back. If we stay green, it's a long shot, but Chris Stump still has a chance, but he's going to have to try to get around these guys as quick as he can. With 2 seconds back, it's still quite a bit of ways. You can see him right here. Him and Mike Abbott both. Mike Abbott a little bit faster as well, but Chris Stump the fastest on track. So I don't expect the 82 to let him have it by any means. Here comes the 98. Chris Stump trying to take third away. The 82's doing a good job on trying to hold his position. We'll see how long he's able to do this for. They have both ran down David Knowles, which is not what Roy Schiavone wants to hear. He is only 1.4 seconds ahead of the 98. And we got 30 laps to go. Here comes the 98 underneath the 82. He does slide him over, and an 82 cuts the 98, a huge break. Could have gotten to the back of him if he chose to. He did not. So a big break there that the 82 just gave Chris Stump. Now, Stump focuses his race car on the 92. He's on 1.2 seconds behind our leader. 0.6 behind the 92 car. Now there is some lap traffic as well. There is two cars that is lap traffic in front of the 98. He just got around one. There is one more. That is the 60 of Justin JP. He's not very far in front of these guys. Roy Schiavone just got around him, and looks like the 60 going to move low and not put much of an issue up for these guys as well. Now, with that said, Schiavone does have some lap traffic coming up here soon. We'll see if that plays a factor. Meanwhile, David Knowles trying to hold off the 98 for second, and he will not hold him off for second, and Chris Stump moves in. That only took about 5 laps to pass. That is not what Roy Schiavone needed. Schiavone now only under a second in front of the 98 car. We do got the 46, Philip Martin here in front of the leader as well. He's going to move down. And we'll let Roy Schiavone go. Chris Stump has to get around him as well. So 46 probably let him go as well, and he does. Honestly, it looks like the 98 got around him a little bit better. Now, it's a while until Roy Schiavone catches another lap car. Really, lap cars may be Schiavone's friend at the moment. Both these guys are still running just about even laps now. The tires have kind of balanced off on Chris Stump's car. He's not completely passing or closing in like he was as he almost gets into the wall there, but he is still closing in kind of fast. Last time by, Roy Schiavone was just a little bit faster. Not much, but a little bit. This time by, Chris Stump just a little bit faster, a little under a tenth faster that time. At this rate, I think Stump is going to catch Schiavone within about 5 to 10 laps, give or take a little bit on that. We'll see. But the lap car, of course, like I said, is going to be happening now here soon. Yeah, Royce right now on the same straightaway as the lap car right here in front of him. Coming out of this turn, which is turn 4. And Schiavone's going to be right on his bumper. Probably this lap or next lap, I would guess. That is the 75, I do believe it is, which is Jamie Christensen, which will honestly probably put more of a fight for Schiavone than Chris Stump, because if I'm not mistaken, the 98 and Jamie is teammates. Looks like kind of last couple of laps, Schiavone's actually been pulling away. That's a strange one. And he's having trouble getting around the 75 though. And that's interesting. Like I said, the two teammates, the 75 and the 98, and Schiavone's having trouble getting around the 75. He does get into the wall that time. Schiavone's able to clear him this time. Now we'll probably see the 75 possibly move over. Oh, he gets in front of, oh man, right in front of the 98, and the 98's got damage. Well, that's actually going to lose some time on the 76. Now he's got the 18 to deal with. Yeah, he lost a ton of time just now. Almost back to a second once again. Oh, now it is over a second. There's your distance between top 5 and the leader. Live timing. So that's going to help Shibano as we're going to get ready to come to 10 to go. Now he does not need a caution. That's one thing he does not need. David Knowles in the thick of stuff as well, trying to hold off for third place. Mike Abbott has caught him, and the 75 just gave the 15 a bump. Or gave the 18. I said 15. I apologize. And he just hit him again. Wow. Usually I don't watch a lot of lap cars. Well, it's just for position, but it's also just a intense little battle as the gap's kind of stretched out right now for the lead. 18 gets into the wall. Donald Clark, this is for 8th, by the way. The 75 underneath the 18. Not going to be able to get there just yet. And there's another bump on the 18. Trying to move him out of the way. And he does get around him this time for 8th place. So good pass there by Jamie Christensen. As we are coming to 5 laps to go. Meanwhile, Mike Abbott's trying to work on David Knowles for 3rd place. And this has been a good battle the last few laps. 5 laps to go this time. And it is all Royce Shibano's race. If a caution was to come out now, it really wouldn't matter too much, I don't think. I think we would finish under caution. So, of course, Chris Stupp don't want a caution. He still wants a chance. Oh, no, he definitely don't want a caution. Got a lap car. Actually, the 98 starting to come back to David Knowles here for 2nd. I think Chris may have used up a lot of his stuff trying to catch Shibano. So Shibano looking to try to get into the playoff as well, as he will see 2 to go this time. Here comes the 92. Not going to be able to get there. The lap car played a help to the 92 that time. And now moves out of the way. Or the 82 and the 92, sorry. Flag this time for the driver of the 76. Royce Shibano going to see this place one more time as he goes through turn 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, your winner at Bristol Motor Speedway for the Bristol 200 is going to be Mr. Royce Shibano. Picks up the win tonight. David Knowles holds on to 3rd. Chris Stupp finishes 2nd. Big win for Shibano. And we'll see the playoffs once again this season. For the first time ever, playoffs. It's been a while since I've interviewed Royce in Victory Lane. He's probably happy right now as he burns the house down here in Bristol. Your top 10, Royce Shibano, Chris Stupp, David Knowles, Mike Abbott, Tommy Hayes, Dale Albright, Jamie Christensen, Donald Clark, Philip Martin, TJ Graves. We'll get to full results here in just a few moments. Meanwhile, let's bring in our winner, Royce Shibano, who picks up a big win on the high banks. Royce Shibano, you got me?
Hey, Adam, how we doing?
Well, probably not as good as you. That was a big win, man. You needed this pretty bad, able to get into the playoffs. It's been a while since I've been able to interview you in Victory Lane, so talk us through this, man. That was a big gamble on them tires.
It was. I just bought the track yesterday and wound up practicing a little bit, and I realized once coming into this session that I needed to tighten up big time because I thought the bottom was going to be the line, but for everybody else who is an expert at this track, decided to run the high line, and it was a struggle early on in the run, but the longer we went, the more we were coming. So it was an interesting race for sure. And like you said, the strategy was I wanted that track position later on in the run because I knew I could work both lines.
Yeah, this is a highline track, man, but you actually made the bottom work pretty well on your part. We've seen you run it quite a bit. Was you finding grip down there? We've seen you make a couple passes down there.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't really know any different. All my practice yesterday and all my practice in today's session was all on the bottom. And then whenever I try to, maybe dime in the top, maybe run it like Darlington, I was maybe 2/10 slower than what I was running on the bottom. So maybe it was just the setup. Maybe it was my driving style, but it wound up working out for us.
This is a big win. Not only do you win, you get into the playoffs as well. But one other question I got for you is the tires, man. You was allowed 2 sets of tires tonight, which made a big difference. How much did you think of that coming into this race? Because we know that could actually either hurt you or help you.
Yeah, strategy for tires is huge. Normally, the league is no tires, which encourages saving of the tires, clean racing, seeing what you have at the end. But to add in that strategy element, maybe not do it every time, but to do it for big events like this, for a 200 lapper, I think it kept it pretty green, and I think it mixed things up a little bit.
That was a fun race to watch, man, and I'm actually happy that you won it. So congratulations on a big win. We know that you wanted it pretty bad, especially for a track you've never raced before. So congratulations. Give shout-outs.
Yeah, I got to thank the league and the team, Sim Racing Short Trackers. I've been with them since probably 2013 or 14, been racing their races, and this is by far the biggest win in any hosted or league session. And so I got to thank them for sure for, hooking me up with sets and to bounce ideas to and from. And got to thank TRN and Mr. Adam Chapman. It's always a good time to talk to you, man. Yeah, so man. That's why we have so much fun here is, everybody's out here because they want to be. So got to thank them as well. And of course, our insurance options, they're a big sponsor of the league as well. So we thank AJ Rogers for his contributions there.
That's for sure, man. So good job and congratulations. Big win. Now you're locked into the championship or playoffs. So go out there and see if you can win that.
All right. It feels good.
It does. Good job.
See ya.
See you, buddy. Next up, let's bring in Chris Stump, who was honestly really fast and probably one of the favorites coming in. Chris, you got me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Man, started fourth tonight, finished second, and honestly, you look like you had something for the 76. Did you use up the tires a little bit too much, you think?
Well, I saved my quick repair because I used up the right side of the car pretty heavily the first portion of the race, like pretty much everyone did. And I should use quick repair. I got just real tight. I didn't think I abused the tires too much, but ended up getting into my teammate, got in the bumper, and I lost a little bit of power towards the end. But Royce was pretty dominant, being able to run down on the bottom. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, he was kind of surprised that he said that everybody was running the top, and he was surprised that the bottom would even work, which honestly surprised I think everybody. But with these the two tire stops, man, that you was allowed the 2 sets of tires, how much did you try to use that to your advantage tonight? It still worked out. Second place, definitely a good finish. But how much did you use the 2 sets of tires to your advantage?
Well, I probably used it to a disadvantage because Royce got the track position because he came in a yellow before I did for the second set. And, it's so hard to pass here. Probably should have come in when he did and taken care of the damage that I had, and maybe would have had something for the end. I don't know. He was very quick.
Yeah, you looked really fast, and lap traffic and stuff like that is always a big thing here at Bristol. Everybody knows that. So unfortunately, you didn't get the win, but you come home second, man. So still a great run by you, and honestly, you start to become one of the favorites in here to win almost every week now. We're starting to see you up front more and more. So anybody you want to give shout outs to?
Really just Adam for putting this on, the Sim Short Trackers, yourself. Appreciate the broadcast. It's fun watching it after the races, and my teammates at JCR. Just have a lot of fun with this.
Good job, man.
Appreciate it.
Next up, let's bring in David Knowles. David, you got me?
Yes, sir.
Well, you had a fun race because it was not easy for you by any means. You had to start a little bit further back than everybody else, man. Talk us through all this. What was it like trying to work your way up through traffic?
It was wild. Car was complete crap in practice and qualified horrible, and I figured I would probably just be a field filler. But got to the race, made a few changes, kind of threw some stuff at it, and car hooked up on the bottom pretty good. And coming through traffic, it wasn't easy, but I felt like I could roll the bottom a little better than a lot of the guys, and I think that's where I was making up most of my time. But it was a wild one for sure.
Yeah, we kind of seen it early on. We watched you for a little bit towards the start of this race, and you was really working your way up and picking cars apart one at a time. Talk us through it, man. How tough is this place to pass on the older tires? We do know that you all allowed 2 sets of tires tonight, but how tough is this place to pass? Because sometimes you had to work around and trying to get around some of these guys.
Yeah, this is probably one of the toughest places to pass. It gets real tight off of 4. If you're on the high side, at least in my experience, it seems like the car, whether it's tight or loose, if you're on the outside of somebody, that thing wants to play out of the outside wall, and if you're on the inside, it usually wants to snap loose on you. But the car was tight enough that rolling off of 4, I could keep my foot in it pretty good. So the car was about too tight to run the top side. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it's just how it worked on the worked running the bottom.
Let me ask you one more question. I mentioned the tires and stuff like that with allowing 2 sets. Did you try to use that to your advantage by making a strategy that allowed you to take the tires at the right time?
I took my last set about 120, I think, somewhere in there. I was worried we might get a long green flag run and go the rest of the way, and I hated to be stuck without them, so it didn't really help me on strategy. Kind of just threw them on just to make sure that I got to get all the good out of them. But it worked out pretty good. Lined up on that next restart, and everything rolled pretty well on that start, and carried on from there.
Yeah, to let you know, you went 69 total laps on that set of tires that you put on, so it's still a very good run. Third place, definitely an improvement by all means, and you actually probably had a chance to try to get the win here, but still, third place, definitely something to be happy about. Is there anybody you want to give shout-outs to? That was a great run.
Yeah, definitely the league, SRST. It's a great show. Have a good race about every week, and DKR Customs if you need any custom paints done.
Awesome, man. And they can get that on Facebook?
Yeah, look them up on Facebook.
All right, man. Good job, and congrats on third place.
Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.
First off, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors that sponsor the league, Midwest Power Source. Check them out, as well as our insurance options. So thanks to them for coming on board this season for sponsoring these guys. It means a lot to them. I know AJ Rogers and people like that. So thanks again, everybody, for watching. Thoughts on the race? Fantastic race. Here's your results from the race. Good race all in all. I rated about we'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. It could have been a little bit better, but it could have been way worse. So all in all, I thought the race was good. But that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. We'll be back tomorrow night for the Go Fast Racing League from Homestead, Miami. Down to Mike's Truck Series. We'll wrap up our season. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a great night. Take it easy. We'll talk to y'all soon. Flag is in the air here at New Hampshire. Once this race continues, things can change in an instant at day 7. Thomas Showers Jr. did get his lap back. There he goes, celebrating tonight at day